In this lecture, I am going to create add comment API for a particular blog post. We need comments table. So I will create model and magazines file for comments table. From our project root, I will open a terminal and then I will run php artisan make model, and the model name will be comment, and I will pass -m flag to generate the magazines file along with model creation. You see model and magazine successfully created. Now I will open the magazines file for comments table, which is under database magazines folder, and then I'll add these columns to our comments table magazines file. So inside our comments table there will be message, user ID and blog ID columns along with ID and timestamp columns, and this user ID is the reference to the ID column to our users table, and this blog ID is the reference to our blogs table ID field. Okay, now let's run php artisan migrate command from our project root to run the magazines file, and this will generate comments table to our database. Let's refresh our database. You see we have comments table inside our database now. Then I will create a controller to handle comment functionality. So from our project root I will run php artisan make controller, and the controller name will be comment controller, and I am going to create the controller under app http controllers and then under API folder. Controller name is comment controller. So controller successfully created. Now let's open our api.php file to add a new route for comment adding functionalities. Route method will be post and URL will be blog/blog ID as a route parameter, and then comments/create, and this will execute comment controllers create method, and this route should be protected. That's why I'm adding authenticator to this route. Now let's open our comment controller, which is under app http controllers API folder, and then let's add a method called create inside this comment controller. Let's take the blog ID as a parameter. We are passing blog ID as a parameter to this route URL because each comment will belongs to a blog, and let's take the blog ID as a parameter to this method. Also let's take request object as dependency injection to this method. Now I will check if there is any block found with this blog ID inside our blogs table. So I'll write blog where ID is equal to blog ID, and I will take the first record and I will import blog model at the top, and the namespace for our blog models is app model/blog. Okay, now I will check if there is any block found. This will return us blog object if any block found with this ID, and if no block found this will return us null value. So I will check if block found. Okay, then we will do some coding inside this code block, and if no block found then I will return a JSON response which I returned from our details method inside our block controller. So we can take the code from our block controller details method. So let's paste this code here. So if no block found then I will return a JSON response with message no block found, and the status code will be 400, and if any block found then I will add validation rules for the message field. Okay, so we can take the code from our block controller. So during comment addition message field should be required. Okay, so let's add the validation rules for message field. There will be only required rules for message field, and if validation fails then I will return a JSON response with message validation errors, and I will return the validation error messages to this error keys, and the status code will be 422. Okay, because I am using validator facade here, we need to import validator facade at the top of our comment controller. So let's copy the full namespace for the validator and paste it here. So if validation passes, then I will store comments data to our comments table, and I will store newly comment data to a variable called $comment, and I will create comment data with the help of comment models create method. Okay, and I'm going to store message, and this should be a request message. Okay, whatever the message user is passing during comment addition, and we'll store blog ID, and this will be the blog ID which is present inside our out parameter, or we can simply take the blog ID from this blog object. Okay, like this way, and we need to store user ID who is adding the comment, and we can get the user ID from request user method, because this will return us currently authenticated user data if an user is providing API tokens through authorization header. Okay, that's it. So this will store the comments data to our comments table. Okay, so this will throw an error because we need to pass message, blog ID and user ID as fillable property to our comments model, right? Exactly like our blog model. You see, inside our blog model we have some columns inside our fillable property. So let's copy this and paste it inside our comment model. So we have message field, blog ID, and then user ID, which are fillable properties, right? Save this file. Now this should work. Okay, and after successfully adding the comment, I will return a JSON response with message comment successfully created. Okay, the message will be comment successfully created, and I will pass this newly created comment data to this data key. And another thing is that I am going to load user data for this comment. Okay, so similarly, when we created a blog, we loaded user and category data, so we can load user data for this comment. If you wish, you can also load the blog data, but we do not need to load blog data for this comment. So we need to load user data, right? So we can generate a method inside our comment model, and this will be the users relationship. Each comment will belongs to an user, right? That's why we can add belongs to relationship to our comments model. Okay, and then we can only load user data for this comment. Okay, I am going to load user data for this comment, and I am going to add another key to our comment data like we did in our blocks model, human readable key-related attribute, right? Similarly, we'll copy this method to our comments table, comments model, and this will return us an attribute called human readable key-related, and we need to add this attribute to the appends array. Okay, similarly, what we did to our blocks model, we can copy the appends array and we can paste inside our comment model, and because we are passing an extra field in the JSON response, human readable created at when the comment is added. Okay, now let's test this endpoint from Postman. So from Postman, let's open a new tab and then let's provide the request URL here, and the URL will be api/blog/ the blog ID. I'm adding the comments for this blog ID, and then comments / create, right? This is the URL to add comment for a blog, and this should be dynamic. Okay, and the method will be post, and in the header you need to pass accept key, and the value will be application/JSON, and in the body you need to pass message. Okay, now let's try to execute this endpoint without passing API tokens. Okay, target class does not exist, so we are getting an error. So let's check our comment model. Okay, everything is fine inside our comment model. Now let's check our comment controller, because we are using comment model but we are not imported our comment model at the top. So let's import our comment model, which is under app models namespace. Now let's try to execute this endpoint again. Okay, target class comment controller does not exist. Okay, I got the point. Because we are using comment controller inside our api.php file, but we did not use it at the top, right? So we need to import our comment controller, and the namespace of our comment controller is app http controller/api. So let's provide the namespace and then the controller class. This should work now. You see, we are getting unauthenticated message because we have to provide API tokens through authorization header, right? So let's pass authorization token or API tokens. We can generate API tokens to our login API. Okay, let's copy the API tokens and paste it inside our authorization, and then this should be barrier token. This should work now. Okay, we need to pass message field, right? Let's pass a message called beautiful post. Okay, let's execute this endpoint again. You see, now we are getting a message comment successfully created, and we are getting newly created comment data. Okay, now if I check our comments table, you see we have a comment for blog ID 3. Okay, now let's add another comment for blog ID. Let's take any blog ID from our get blocks API. Let's add comment for blog ID 10. You see, there is another record for blog ID 10 inside our comments table. So our comments adding functionality is working. In the next lecture, I'm going to create an API endpoint to get all the comments for a particular blog. Okay, so stay connected.